Hi everyone, this is Freya at Spirit Healer Tarot. Welcome to all of you. For those of you who are returning folks to my channel, feel free to skip ahead to where I'm turning over the cards. You know the intro that I usually give. For those of you who are new, this is a channel that I created a few months ago because I wanted to just offer my gifts as a tarot reader to those who are on a spiritual path and who know that they're on a spiritual path and who are also affected by the movements of the planets and the stars and the moon and the sky, as I am. And so that's why I do these readings. They're weekly readings, usually from Wednesday to Tuesday. So this reading is going to be for Wednesday, August 3rd through Tuesday, August 9th, 2016. Yesterday we had a full completion of lots of things. We had a new moon in the sign of Leo. The sun was also in Leo. Venus was in Leo. And Mars finally came into Saggitarius yesterday. So lots of fire energy this week. It feels like a completely new cycle. Mars finally having exited Scorpio, the planet of death and all sorts of deep transformations. So yeah, I hope you guys had fun last week. Last week's reading was a lot of, it was just a lot of celebrations, and love was coming through. Love energies were coming through, playful energy, community energy. I hope you guys had a lovely, lovely week. Thanks to everyone who reached out and just let me know how their week was going and how spot on the reading was for them. And these are general readings, so if you feel like there's a message that resonates for you, it is for you. If you feel like the messages don't resonate, then those messages are not for you. And take what you feel is yours to take away from it. And also there's tons of other tarot readers on YouTube, so explore. Maybe I don't have the message for you this week, maybe someone else does. So feel free to explore, play. It's all about having fun and walking our path in a good way while doing that. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards and say my prayer. I ask that the white light surround us, the light of protection, understanding, and healing. I ask that my guides come through and speak clearly this day for my understanding. I ask that my guides come through and speak clearly this day for our understanding. May all of our intentions be heard and answered, and may this reading be for the highest and best of all concerned. I ask this through all my teachers. Please show us the messages and the energies and the inspirations that we need to walk our path in a good way this coming week of August 3rd through the 9th, 2016. What are the messages and the energies that we need to know to walk our path in a good way for the week of August 3rd through 9th, 2016? Please, Spirit, show us what we need to know. Okay. That one wanted to come out, so I'll let it. Okay, so I am reading reversals once again. This first card that wanted to come out is the moon in reverse. The next one, the Knight of Cups. The next one, 8 of Wands in reverse. And the final card, 9 of Swords in reverse. That is a great, great card. Excellent, excellent. Okay, So, as usual, give me a moment to take a look at the cards this week. Feel the energies that are coming from them, and I'll be right back. Okay, thanks for giving me a few minutes to read the cards' energies. It's an interesting week. Okay, so the first card that we pulled is the Moon in reverse, and I'm getting a couple of messages for this card. The Moon is the card, when it's upright, of intuition, deep transformations, psychic abilities. It's the card of night and the card of magic, Hecate, that sort of thing. And one of the messages I'm getting, since it came up reversed, is that some of you are going through a deep, deep transformation, and your rational mind is trying to stay on top of it and trying to control the transformation. And so that's causing some confusion for you, because transformation at this deep level really isn't about the mind or logic or anything like that. It's about spirit and the goddess really working their magic through you and in your life. And if you try and understand it with your mind, you're gonna go crazy. So don't do that. See what's happening. Allow the transformations. It may be uncomfortable. It may be completely unfathomable for you. The Moon is also about the ocean. It's very watery. It's very receptive. It's, so that's the one message I'm getting, is allow this transformation to take place. Try to put your rational mind aside and just float, or allow the waters to wash over you and open and receive the transformation without trying to have to figure it out with your mind. Okay? And the other message that I'm getting is, for some of you, there might be someone around you who is trying to be deceptive, trying to be deceiving of you, trying to maybe manipulate, and maybe they're doing it because they're confused. The Moon in reverse is a card of confusion too. So whichever message resonates for you, those are the two messages I'm getting with the Moon in reverse. Either there's a transformation happening that you're blocking with your rational mind, or you're trying to understand and you're just not letting it happen, or there's someone around you who is being deceptive and who's causing confusion for you. And maybe it's because they're confused themselves. Okay, so that's the message for the Moon in reverse. And then we've got the Knight of Cups, which we also received last week. And the Knight of Cups are offers of love. And it's a very chivalrous card. It's a romantic card. It's an offer of beauty and poetry and artistic, energies. And it's also a very sexual card. So there's an energy of that happening through the week, probably in the middle of the week. And what I'm getting is some of the confusion that some of you might be going through may be related to a lover, or to a potential lover, or to an offer of love that you're not quite fully trusting, perhaps. So there are offers around you, and for some of you, the offers are not creating confusion. I'm just reading it that way because of the Moon in reverse sort of preempting the offer. Okay, so there's that. And then we have the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands upright is usually a travel card. It's also a card of communication. And when in reverse, it tells me that some there's communication that wants to happen that's being blocked on some level. And, you know, maybe there's, yeah, that's the strongest message I'm getting, is that there's communication that wants to happen. It's sort of being blocked on some level, and we'll pull some clarifying cards on that to see what can be done to shift it so that the communication happens, and so that there is an unblocking of energy. I'm getting a lot of throat chakra stuff. So people have things to say, they're sort of not sure whether they want to say it or not. People want to communicate, they're not sure if it's the right time or if it's the right place, and there's just a lot of doubt in whether to communicate. So that's what I'm getting with the Eight of Wands reversed. The other piece, it's not as strong, but the other piece I'm getting is that some travel plans may be wanting to go forward but may be placed on hold. So plane rides, road trips, things like that. There might be a little bit of a, you know, glitch or a blockage or a temporary delay if some of you are traveling. So just note that. And again, we'll pull clarifying cards on these reversals. And then the last card is the Nine of Swords reversed. And I love this card. I love it because when it's upright, it's a card of mental self-cruelty, where you're really beating yourself up. You know, the swords are sort of piercing you to the core. It's a lot of self-hatred, self-judgment, like, why did I do that? I'm so stupid. You know, all the negative critical thoughts that we give to ourselves. It's also a card of really intense fear-based thinking, fears of everything and anything bad that can happen to you, right? And in reverse, what it means to me is that those energies are starting to loosen. They're starting to unravel. You're able to begin to face your fears one by one, face the negative self-talks, the self-critical voices one by one, and expose them for really the untruths that they are and the lies that they are, right? And you're doing it with a lot of courage. And I have a feeling, because it's, you know, next to this card, these are some of the communications that are being thought about and sort of delayed. You know, there's a lot about really being vulnerable with your negative self-talk and allowing other people to help you face that, and also being willing to do the work to face those negative self-talks within yourself, and being honest with yourself about where you're being mean to yourself, right? Hold on. And I'm getting to do this very mindfully, very kindly, and very slowly. Like, there's no need to shove past every single great fear that you have. You know, fears are, I have a feeling these are the transformations that really want to happen in the beginning of the week, right? These deep transformations, they're all about the fears and the deep-seated fears that we all have. So to me, this sort of energy is like the Mars in Scorpio energy, kind of exiting, like in facing the fears that you have. One by one, you're able to dismantle them and step more into your light, the beauty of who you are, self-acceptance, self-love, and just standing tall and, you know, sort of, it's okay to have these fears. You're human. We're all working through them. And we're all just walking each other home. right? So if there are people around you who are kind of going a little wacky and a little crazy, and I use those terms in a light way, like I'm not, anyway, I don't mean to offend anyone by using those words. Be kind to them. Be kind to yourself. They may be triggering you. You may be triggering them. You know, it's all about working through those fears and, walking each other home in a kind way. That's what I'm getting to say. Okay. Let me pull a few clarifying cards on some of the reversed energies here. Let's see what we can do to shift them. So let's go with the moon in reverse. There's some clarifying cards that can help shift that energy. This one wants to come. Okay, 9 of Wands in reverse. All right, so this is a card of someone who's really been through battle, been through tests and trials, and he's still a warrior. You know, there are those 8 wands behind him of tests and trials that he's come across, and here's this one more test trial that he's coming across, and he's really tired and really burdened. And the 9 in reverse tells me that, you know, some of you might be thinking, I don't have what it takes to make it through this next thing. And it's funny because I pulled a few oracle cards for the week, and one of them was the Angel of Strength. And so what I'm being guided to say is, I know it's been a tough road, and I know it's been a hard battle, but you have the strength to face this one last challenge and this one last hurdle. You know, I'm seeing like a runner clearing hurdles, and there's this one last hurdle, and it's saying, you know, you're feeling like you don't have the strength to clear it. Oops. Right? And the angel card of strength is saying, you do, and you know, you may have to take a little time out before you decide, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and clear this last hurdle. Right? So take a little time for yourself, do a little self-care, whatever feels restorative and nurturing for you, go and do it. If it's going for a walk in the nature, if it's taking a swim, if it's taking a bath, if it's, you know, playing with your pets or playing with your children, or going out and playing with others, give yourself some, or maybe just talking to a friend and gathering your strength. Whatever you need to be strong and to face this final hurdle, go ahead and do that for yourself, okay? Call on spirit, ask for help. Okay, and let's see what card wants to come for 8 of Wands in reverse. Wants to come, and it's the Ace of Pentacles, and it came up reversed as well. I wonder if all these cards, I have a feeling, yeah, they're all upright. Okay, so the Ace of Pentacles, there's a gift that you're blocking because it's coming up in reverse, although these cards are all upright, so maybe, yeah, I'm getting to say they're actually upright. So there is a gift to the delay that's happening. You know, take your time, because of the Strength card in reverse, because of the Strength card that's coming up, I'm getting that there is a gift, a little bit of a gift to the delay. Don't take it personally. And yeah, just be mindful that there's a gift to the delay, whether it's a delay in communication or whether it's a delay in the travel. There is a gift in it. It's universally appropriate for the delay to happen. So be cool, go with the flow, allow it to happen, and see the gift in the delay, whatever that gift is. Okay. And then the 9 of Swords, that mental self-cruelty card. What is that all about? Let's clarify that. This one wants to come. And the 6 of Pentacles is coming up for that. Okay, so the 6 of Pentacles is the card of generosity and gifts being given and received, and a balance of gifts being given and received, upside down, which again, all these cards are actually right side up because the deck is not mixed, but because it came upside down, I'm thinking there's an imbalance of giving and receiving in something, and that's sort of causing the mental self-cruelty. So to me, balanced giving and receiving, balanced heart and mind. The gifts that go out from you have to be received in kind. And when there's an imbalance, that's when you start worrying, like, is there something wrong with me? I must be doing something wrong in the situation. And to really open your eyes to what a balanced giving and receiving situation is. It's a card. It's also the card of just being generous and giving what is needed in the situation without thinking of what you're going to get out of it. When it comes upside down, it can also mean that there's strings attached to the giving and the receiving. Like someone's giving something to you, but there's a string attached to the gift. It's not freely given. So as much as possible, keep your offerings pure. Keep your offerings to other people free, and don't allow other people to manipulate you with those gifts that are coming with strings attached. Okay? Trying to think if there's anything else that I want to say about that. Know that you're worthy of equal give and take in your relationships, in your business dealings, in any interaction with another person. You're entitled to balanced giving and receiving, and that makes you feel good, and that makes the world it makes the world flow, that balanced giving and receiving. And everyone's got different gifts to give, so it may not be I give you $6, you give me $6. I mean, what's the point in that? I have the $6 anyway. But it's more like I give you this energy, which you don't have, so I'm giving this to you, and then you're giving me something in return which I don't have, and there's a balanced exchange of that flow there. So yeah, I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's see if there's anything else that they need to say about that. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's asking for what you need. The mental self-cruelty card is not thinking you can ask for what you need, and you actually can. You can ask for what you need in all your relationships. You're worthy. You're worthy. Don't think you're not, because you are. All right. And the last, the other angel card that got pulled for this week is the card of adventure. So, like I said, we're in a lot of fiery energy, Leo, Saggitarius energy. Lots of planets are in those signs right now. See this whole week as an adventure in your life. And there's adventure happening as you begin to clear the fears, as you begin to clear the negative self-talk, as you begin to open up and see the gifts in the delays. Just see it as part of the adventure of life. And play with it. Play with the adventure. It's okay for things not to always work out as planned. See it as an adventure and open to it, right? The transformative power of the moon, the unknown, the unconscious. So may the card of adventure help you in this week. And then I promised you all that I would start using these two oracle decks. The Wild Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And these are deck cards that I pre-pulled. And the card for the week is the Snow Shepherdess. And I'll read a little bit about her. Let me see. I'm just learning and really digging into this book. So, the Snow Shepherdess. I come to you with news of unexpected life. Something that seemed once impossible without energy or hope of success is coming to life. Not only is this an unexpected happening, but it will be taking place when you think it is least likely. I come with the decree that life shall have its way no matter what circumstances appear to dictate. And in the midst of great loss, scarcity, or denial of life, a blessing of abundance, fertility, and new beginning will be given. So shall it be by divine decree. The Oracle of the Snow Shepherdess comes to you at a time when new life, the fulfillment or granting of a wish or desire, the energy for creating something abundant and luscious seems unlikely, to say the least. Perhaps it has just been so long in coming that hope has been dispensed with, or a project, plan, or even relationship seems to have lost its vigor. Perhaps there has been illness or long-term struggle that feels as though the very life force has been drained out of body and soul. Or maybe you feel as though you are further away than ever before from your most cherished dreams turning into reality. The Snow Shepherdess is an omen of the most unlikely sort of success. She brings with her a blessing of the rich, luscious energy of life in the midst of what may feel more like loss or even death. This does not mean you are to start trying to resuscitate a plan or push ahead even if all seems lost. You are not being asked to try and force an outcome, nor to summon the dead. Instead, you are being asked to let hope begin to burn in your heart for a resolution. You are unlikely to see it coming. However, that resolution will come, suddenly and in an unexpected way. It will be a gift of grace from the Divine Mother who herself serves life. Your job then is not to lose yourself in doubt, nor to grow attached to a particular outcome. It is to be curious and patient, to go about your life with a silent expectation within your heart that somehow things are going to work out in ways you cannot necessarily see, sense, or feel at the moment. Being told there will be a surprise doesn't negate the surprise, but it does give us a chance to ignite hope, which softens disappointment and despair. It allows us to have the courage to trust in what is coming, not enslaved by what has or has not had a chance to be. And there's more, but I'll stop there. Again, the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle by Alana Fairchild. So that's a little bit of guidance for the week. And then the Wisdom Oracle deck, the Wisdom Keepers Oracle deck by Rosie Aronson. I love this deck. And I'll put links below to her website if you'd like to purchase it. The card that came was the card of freedom. And can you see up close the immense detail in this drawing? It's just amazing to me. Okay, so the card of freedom. Let's see what the card of freedom has to say. 55. The gift. It is always at the very end, when we have all but given up hope of redemption, that liberation comes. The gift is freedom. The shadow is victimization. And the siddhi is freedom. SIDDHI, which is the highest form of the gift, right? So I come to tell you that the freedom you seek has nothing to do with what you do, what you understand, or how you feel. It has to do with the attitude you embrace, no matter what is happening within or around you. Can you live your life without over-relying on outer paths, systems, and structures to keep you safe? Can you fully feel whatever you're feeling without getting lost in the drama or the stories of the mind? Can you experience a longing without rushing to meet it or escape it? Can you find peace during painful moments? Can you embrace not knowing? Can you simply be? Freedom is yours the moment you give up the thought that someone else is responsible for your life or that you are separate from life. Practice transparency and radical self-acceptance, and you will discover your magnificence. So to me, that speaks of this card, the Nine of Wands reversed, and really practicing radical self-acceptance and facing all those fears. Some questions for contemplation. Where are you your own worst enemy? What and who do you tend to complain about most or blame? Where do you most feel like a victim? What systems or structures do you find yourself relying on or hiding behind? What might happen if you let them go? Think of a time in your life you felt free and empowered. How would you describe your overall attitude at that time? And go one day without complaining or blaming and just see what happens. Okay. Ooh, I feel like I talked a lot. Oh my goodness, this is a long reading. Sorry, folks. I will try and keep it under 20 minutes next time. But there was a lot that wanted to come through. We are still clearing last week's, the Mars and Scorpio energy is still clearing out. But it feels like there's some newness happening. I send you lots of love, lots of blessings. Have a wonderful week and see it as an adventure. Take care. Bye.